Hi everyone, this is Deb Gem, a Canadian girl, and I am uber excited. Gaia and Bogey had eggs, so we are going to be watching them closely every day to see how they do and if they survive. Now, this being their first brood, I don't know how well they'll do at parenting, but it's super exciting that they're getting along so well that they've spawned. So please stay tuned. Well, they did it. Bogey and Gaia spawned. I am so excited and really quite surprised they spawned so quickly. They seem to both be tending the eggs very well. Yesterday I knew something was up. Gaia was diligently cleaning that area of any sand. In fact, Bogey was doing the same thing. You can see how the sand has been moved and spit over to the left side. So I have a couple concerns. My first one is I gave them a plate to spawn in, but they chose not to. I guess just assumed they would. So when they spawned onto the tiles, it surprised me. Don't you just keep learning in this hobby? So after the spawn is passed, I will eventually change the tiles out for the slab. That way I'll feel better about the eggs being on a solid surface without the crevices in the tiles that the eggs might fall through. I'm so impressed with how well this couple is doing. They really, really are mated. Look at how dark their colors are. I think if these eggs hatch and the spawn is successful, they are going to be extraordinary Flowerhorns. Okay, so I'm a little biased, but just look at them. My other concern is that there are still 3 fry left of the feeders that I gave Bogey and Gaia to eat. Now, poor little Gaia is working so hard to chase them off, protecting her brood. I just hope they don't cause her any undue stress. I just wish Bogey would go and eat them up and be done with it. I didn't realize this, but often male Flowerhorns are sterile. Normally around 8 months, they say you should be able to tell if they're fertile, but I think that would be for an expert to determine. Ultimately, the best way to know for sure is during the spawn itself. If you're lucky enough to watch them and see the process, you'll know. But like me, I'll have to wait until the eggs are over 12 to 24 hours old. They will turn white after that time period if they're not viable. It would break my heart if that were the case. After 72 hours, the eggs will develop if they are fertilized. I have really lucked out with how well these guys paired. Often, up until spawning, even mated pairs will fight, causing torn fins and other injuries to each other. I have seen nothing like that between these two. They are one of those lucky pairs who just hit it off right away. Another concern that I wasn't aware of is that both male and female Flowerhorns will be more susceptible to sickness or bacterial infection after spawning. I've also read that the male cock or nuchal will shrink some during this time. Both of them will be showing darker coloration as well. This is an important time to give them highly nutritious foods, bloodworms, frozen and fresh, and other food high in protein. One day after fertilization, both parents can be removed from the breeding tank. Well, I won't be doing that. I'll allow them to raise their babies as I'm not set up with a breeding tank. Although if this goes wrong and they eat their young, I will consider doing that in the future. So as you can imagine, this being my first experience in raising Flowerhorn babies, I will be eagerly watching for signs of life. A black spot will develop by 36 hours. Next, their little tails will start to show at 48 hours, and a few hours later, the eyes will be visible. After 72 hours, they will be fully out of their eggs. It will take 2 to 3 days for the babies to hatch, and 4 days after the spawn, some will already be free swimming. By 6 days old, there will even be some looking for their own food. The spawning process is natural, but with Flowerhorns being engineered, there are a few more things that need to be considered. Overall, providing an optimal environment, good quality food, and a little patience, with any luck, we'll see some babies. So now I have a question for you experts out there. Tell me about water changes in this situation. I am thinking I will just take some water out from the other side of the aquarium and avoid vacuuming anywhere close to where the babies are. I am just so happy I did a water change yesterday for them. At least I know they've got good water for the next week. So stay tuned, because I am going to be doing a weekly, if not daily, update on how my babies are doing. I just hope that the eggs are viable and we have babies. So until next time, this is Deb Tim signing out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've had a great day. I hope you have a great day tomorrow, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.